Hi and welcome to 4-Inch Cats. Today we're going to start to have a look at scale degrees, which is the first step to unlocking chord progressions. So first of all, what is a scale? A scale is a series of notes ascending or descending usually up and down an octave. An octave is a series of 8 notes where the first note and the last note are the same, but one's a higher and one's a lower pitch. So we have our first root note, 1, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So let's have a look at the chart for the scale degrees. Now first of all, this is very much a stripped back version of the chart. I wanted to simplify it so that we can just start to look at the basics of the scale degrees. So down the side under major, the column, you have the major keys. So you have C major, D major, E major, F major, G major, A major and B major. So I haven't included the scale degrees for the minor keys, for example C minor, D minor, E minor, etc. And I haven't included the sharps and flats keys, so C sharp and D flat are not there either. I wanted to simplify it as much as possible while we start to look at the scale degrees. Now the principles for the missing keys are still the same. So what is a key? A key, or key signature, which is often referred to with printed or sheet music, is the code that tells us are there any sharps or flats in the melody and in the chords. Now we're not even going to go into key signatures, so don't worry about it, but I just wanted to mention that term because it may come up. So let's look back at our chart. Now you'll see that some of the Roman numerals are in uppercase and some of them are in lowercase, and this is brilliant because I can look immediately at the uppercase columns and know that those chords are going to be major chords, and I can look at the columns where the Roman numerals are in lowercase and see automatically that these are going to be minor chords. So our 1, 4, 5 columns, uppercase, major chords. Our 2, 3, 6, automatically they're minor chords. Now the 7th, the little circle at the top of the 7th column, shows us that these are diminished chords. We are not going to look at diminished chords today. That is a whole nother workshop for a whole nother day. So great, we've got all this information, it's in a chart. When am I ever going to use it, you might ask? Well, that's a really good question, and right off the bat I'm going to give you an example. So say you wanted to play Bad Moon Rising. Jump online, you go to a chord site, you look up the chords, and it says the chords are D, A and G. Remembering I'm on a baritone, great, I can play those chords. And if I go to my chart and I look at D major, because I know the song is in D because the website tells me it is, then I can see that the chords I'm playing are 1, 4, 5. 1 is D, 4 is G, 5 is A. So we play them in this. Fantastic. I see a bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. Great. I can play those chords. But you know what? I can't really sing them. It's not a comfortable key for my voice. there are a lot of people out there singing songs and they don't think to change the key to suit them because everybody plays it in this key, let's play it in this key. If you're in a group, then yes, stick to the key that it's in because that's what everyone else is playing. But if you're playing on your own, why not? So how do I do this? So I'm looking at my chart and I can see C is 1, and in the key of C, F is 4 and G is 5. I see a bad moon rising. That's much better for my voice. I see trouble on the way. So just by knowing that Bad Moon Rising is 154, I can change the chords very, very easily. Now another example you might want to play around with is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles and The Tide is High. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles is 145, so that might be a G, C, D. The Tide is High by Blondie is an A, D, E. And by having this simplified chart that shows you the scale degrees of the different keys, and you can go, well, I can change this to any key that I like. Another reason why you might want to change the key, it came up in the recent workshop, someone said, I can sing in any key I like, but I can't play in any key, so let's change the key to make it easier to play with. And again, that's a completely valid reason. Okay, so that's great. I can now look at my scale degrees and I can change chords to different keys if I feel the need. Now, yes, I know the circle of fifths is also going to help you with this. The circle of fifths can be very simple and it can also be very complicated. And again, that's a whole other subject for another day. Today, we're just looking at the scale degrees. So now we're starting to understand a little bit about scale degrees and what they do for us. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you go back and look at my previous workshops that are uploaded to my YouTube channel. These also touch on scale degrees in a different way and show you ways that you can take a basic chord progression and scale degrees and make it a little bit more interesting. Right, so where do we go from here? Lots and lots of cool places you can go with scale degrees. For example, someone might say to you, hey, let's jam. Let's play a 4-bar blues 145 in A. Great. Now, not only will you understand what the hell they're talking about, you'll also be able to do it. So 145 in A. So my A is 1. So my 4, A, B, C, D. My 4 is D and my 5 is E. So that gives me 1, 4, 1, 5. So let's have a look at a 12-bar blues. First of all, there are 3 rows of 4 bars each. That gives us our 12 bars. The time signature at the beginning, 4, 4, tells that there are 4 beats to the bar and every beat is a quarter note. We don't really need to know that, we just need to know 4 beats to the bar, which gives us effectively, for a very simple 12-bar blues, 4 strums. We're doing 4 bars of our root note, our root chord, which is A, 2 bars of our 4th chord, which is D, 2 bars again of our root chord, which is A, 1 bar of the 5th, E, 1 bar of the 4th, D, 2 bars of our root note, A, to finish. This is a very, very basic 12-bar blues. You may have come across 12-bar blues that have a slightly different chord progression pattern. There's lots of patterns out there. But let's try this one to start. So we're going to start off in A. 1, 2, 3, 4. To our fourth, back to our root. To our fifth, our fourth, back to our root. So there is our basic 1, 4, 5, 12 bar blues in A. So we know from our Bad Moon Rising earlier, taking the scale degrees and moving them into other keys, that we can now do this with our 12 bar blues. We can play it in any key that we like. So there you have it, mini bite-sized scale degrees and chord progressions. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a line. And until next time, have fun.